Good evening, sports fans. Good day, racing fans, and a good evening, SimSational TV fans. And welcome to the stream here on Wednesday night. You guessed it, it is Wednesday night. So we're here again for another round of the Wednesday Cup. And we're up to round 5 tonight here for AK Racing. And it's promising to be a cracking round. There are so many cars out there in the server at the moment. It is going to be a race for the ages. So welcome to everybody there in the stream, and welcome to my co-commentator here in the studio. It's Zach O'Reilly. How are you, my friend?
Thank you very much, Muff Diver. I'm good, and it's good to be here tonight. I'm loving every single moment.
There's worse things to be, mate. Don't worry.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not criticising at all. Never criticise a man who gets more than what the other bloke does. But it's great to be here in Magione for Wednesday Cup. And speaking of getting it, these guys are 100% getting it on this track at this point in time. There are some quick times out there. They're very close. You've only got 0.4 of a second between the top three already. And it's a penultimate round too, Chris, of the Wednesday Cup season. So a lot to play for. Alex McEwen's just decided to gallop away to a lead, but that could change on its head at any moment.
Yeah, that is for sure. Actually, we'll have a little quick peek at the standings while we're talking about it, because we've got it all here. After round 4, ladies and gentlemen, only 2 to go. Alex McEwen is way out in front there by about 55 points. Or is it 65? I don't know. My maths isn't my strongest point at all. But from there back, it is tight as a fat lady sock. I'll give you the hot tip. Matthias Falzen there on 493. Only 7 points behind to Clayton Pine, who I don't think I've seen. Oh, no, he's just entered the server now, so he might just be a little bit undercooked for tonight. Matt Munro just chasing up his ass as well, with Nick Mull not far behind. Jake Buttigieg in 6th position. Fabian Fitness, McFadden, Nick Mello, and Dean Verrill rounding out your top 10, all in the 400-point range. So, there's a lot to play for tonight, Zach.
Well, in terms of playing for, this track is definitely going to play for the strong drivers who are definitely in the consistency department. And the viewers at home, you'll find out on CRANIUM CAM just who those consistent drivers are too. It's live on the other channel here at SimSational TV. So get amongst that. Request your favourite driver for an onboard during the round, and you'll see just how quick the quick guys are and how smooth you can be in an Aussie racing car, let alone the oversteer. These things are like go-karts on steroids. It's going to be a crack here at Magione.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good way to sort of improve your skills too if you're one of the newer drivers. Going right on board with one of these seasoned vets and just get a first-hand look at how they do it. So if you're into that, go back to the homepage of the SimSational channel and fire up a bit of a multi-stream happening there. You'll see the CRANIUM CAM there on the homepage, ready to rock and roll. Now, we are ready to rock and roll. As you can see on your screen there, we are in round 5. So we're going to go to the air in the SimSational chopper to have a look at tonight's racing. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Magione circuit here in the Italian countryside. 11 turns, 2.5 kilometres into the very difficult Curva, whatever it is. I'm going to stuff up all of these names tonight. Don't you worry about it, because they're all named 32. It's Curva Vecchi box. I'd have a bloody KFC Zinger box if you ask me, but that's turn 2. Essa Torrentino into Torrentino and Curva Muro for the little three-way tricky little turn and section there. Spits you out onto the main straight here at Magione. It's a long one, so we're going to get first hand to see what the Italian suck is all about here in the wilderness out here into turn 6. And this sort of reminds me of a Misano's type thing where you dip it in at speed again, and another right-hander at turn 7. That's the only turn that is not named. Into Curva Monte Superior. Into turn 9, Curva Zampini, and a little left, left to finish it off. Prima Essay is your final turn on the circuit. Back down. It's a short one, but it's about 1:20's worth if you're quick enough. Round 5 here is 8 minutes of qualifying as usual. You know the drill here, ladies and gents. Race 1, 15 minutes. Race 2, 16 minutes. Top 10 reverse. Race 3, 17 minutes and a top 12 reverse. The fastest man during the week, ladies and gentlemen, was Clayton Pine with a 1:19.5. That has actually been eclipsed in the server tonight by Matt Munro. So that is going to be tight. Actually, him and Fabian Fitness are both in the 19.5 range. So there is going to be a very tight little tussle there between those three. Don't you worry about that. Mamma mia, says BRZ in the comments. So yes, mamma mia. Mario and Luigi would be proud.
They will be 100% eat your heart out, Super Mario Nintendo lovers, but it's only been eclipsed by 200ths of a second, Chris.
Wow.
200ths. So the Pinecone's got his work cut out for him. And in that session alone, he only managed to do a 120.9 just as he got into his rhythm. The practice session ended. So he's got some work to do in qualifying, and that's going to be very interesting coming up very shortly.
Yep, absolutely. As always, here in the Wednesday Cup, in these tiny little cars on these tiny little circuits, it's all about real estate and getting yourself some free air. So I think it's about time, ladies and gentlemen, we get down to the track, get down to qualifying, and see how these guys can navigate the track. What do you think about that, Zach O'Reilly?
Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Go get all of your coffees and alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, your cheesels, your twisties, your whatever, because we'll be back here for qualifying Magione style Italian spaghettis in just a few moments. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. It's nearly countdown time. 55 seconds odd left to go here in the countdown clock timer for qualifying to kick itself off and underway. And the man, the myth, the legend, it looks like is probably out in front at the moment here and taking primo position here at the start. That is no other than the younger, skinnier, scrawnier, and definitely uglier of the Munros in the department there. Matt Munro in the Red Bull livery had an outstanding win there for the final race of the evening last week at Tsukuba. That was something to behold. That had all the action there ready to go. So Nick Malloy's been jumped here by the man, the myth, the legend himself. 16 seconds left on the clock. Get your predictions in on the chat, viewers. Who's going to take pole position? It's anyone's bet. We had the Pinecone, we had Munro, we had Fabian Fitness and Falzon all up there in the timing departments. We're going to find out in 8 minutes' time, and we are underway here. And Matt is out on track and the first man to get cracking. Let's see how his rhythm stacks up here in the grand scheme of things. Jake Buttigieg's right behind him too. So they're all going to want to get a wriggle on here. 8 minutes are in here with 1 minute 20 odd lap times. That's not a lot of laps. It's only about 6 or maybe 7 if you're lucky. So let's get cracking, Christopher Munro. This is going to be exciting.
It's what it's all about here in the Wednesday Cup. Just chucking them into the cauldron and seeing if they can float to the top and make it out alive. Matt Munro, the first man under the gun here tonight. Look at, I'm trying to find where Nick Mello is out on the track. He's about 6 back. So, geez, all the boys are sort of picking up on the on what Nick Mello puts down usually every week, and they're all spamming that refresh button, trying to be the first man into the server. And I think it is the best way to go, ladies and gents. I was a bit guilty of doing that in my racing days as well. Being that first man out, getting that first couple of banker laps in with no cars in front of you is very advantageous indeed. So Matt Munro now coming around the final couple of turns here in that little left, right, left chicane. It's a cool little series of turns. So we're going to ride on board actually with Matt Munro and go for a lap around Magione on the bonnet actually.
On the bonnet, why not? Let's get into turn 1. Don't ever think that I'm going to quote all of those corner names. There's no chance. Turn 1 is a right-hand hairpin, and you do not want to do what Matt Munro did, but you just get it pointed late on the apex and then fire out the other side into a light, tight little left-hand hairpin as well. Hug the inside, get on that curve just a little bit there. Just use that car's oversteer to momentum out of the corner. Maximise your exit speed to get into this little left to right, very tricky section of the track. This is where you can gain 3 or 4 tenths, and Matt Munro's doing that as smooth as butter. He's just got to get it right here for the final right-hander onto the back straight. All of the Italian suckage is going to be here tonight on track and off track sometimes if these guys get a podium. I'll tell you what, could be lucky days for these guys. Hopefully Matt Munro's up there, and he is about to start his first braking zone. Just brakes at the 50-metre board or thereabouts. Heavy braking. You've got to use one line and one line only through there, else you will be catapulted off into the bunda, off into the sand. And Matt Munro's done that very, very well. Tight braking into second gear. Oversteer on exit. Use all of this black tarmac. It's where the grip is. If you get off that, you're in trouble. Really, really hard for the second of the last turns here. And final turn 11 coming up here for Matt Munro. Looks like it could be a a pretty quick one for a banker. Let's see how he crosses the line. He is doing a 119.935. So he is very, very quick already. 120.6 is Fabian Fitness. Jake Buttigieg 120.9, but he's been eclipsed already by Matthias Falzon. I'll tell you what, it's the Macedonian Marvel himself in third, and then Pinecones come bang. Here he is. He's on scene. Alex McEwen's on scene too. All that timing tower is just absolutely jumbling around. 120s galore, 121s coming in now too. We've got a couple of 123s, so we'll see what the rest of them do. This is going to be hot.
Yeah, a couple of invalid laps as well, so you'll see a couple of guys have to go around again. Dean Verrill just getting out of the pits now. I don't know if he had a bit of trouble on the way around that first time, so he's under the pump already. Only 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this session, so he will be sort of up against the 8 ball there, trying to get at least a banker in and then start to turn the screws to go a little bit quicker each time. But Matt Munro still controls this qualifying session. Looking on the board, Clayton Pine has gone purple in the first sector, so we're going to ride along with him here, despite what it says on that screen there. Actually it's McEwen who has just eclipsed him. That's why it's turned orange, ladies and gentlemen. So Alex McEwen is the man now who has gone purple in the first sector. That is only not even a 10th up on Matt Munro's time in that first sector. Matt Munro has gone purple in the second sector, so he might even just improve his second lap around when he crosses the line, but we'll see that soon enough. Alex McEwen, where is he on track? Just approaching the start-finish line. What's he going to put down here? It's going to be a quick one, ladies and gents. He goes to the top at 19.8, just eclipsed Matt Munro.
Oh, that was a good lap. Very good lap. Purple sectors everywhere for Alex McEwen, so he is in his rhythm already. The Pinecone still in the 120s, but only by a whisker at this point in time. Look out for him too, coming across. Andre Elliott's wanting to get further up the grid than 7th, although that is a good time. And watch out for Dean Verrill, as Chris mentioned. He did exit and enter the service, so he's under pressure. The guy who could have had a race win at where is it?
Nutstorp.
And could not get the chockies there by no fault of his own. And he will be wanting to get right back up there for sure. Brian's cousins in the top 10. Jason McFadden, James Bullock and Will Bullock, line astern, 10th and 11th at the moment, 122.0, 123.2 between the two of them, and that could be hairy in the Will Bullock household. I'll tell you what, there might be some fist fights going on there at the end of it. Andrew Ferguson's in the field here too, and Jack Ferguson also, so it's good to see two Fergusons, two Bullocks in here, and two McEwens. It is father-sons everywhere. Get amongst it, ladies and gentlemen. Come down to AK Racing. It is where all the hot action is, and it gets broadcast. How even better. You get your name called out live to YouTube, and you've got the best two callers here in the Bizzo doing their best work every single time we broadcast. It's exciting to see. But Fergo's doing well. He's on the chopper cam here. The chopper cam driver, pilot, whatever you want to call him, is on song tonight, just using all of his skills, flying backwards at a rate of knots and catching up with Andrew Ferguson. Good to see. What's he going to do as he crosses the line? 10th for Fergo. Thank you very much. He says he's already beaten his son.
Yeah,
so
nice.
The Ferguson Senior is on top.
Yeah, he's done a great job there. Nice little rivalry happening between the father-son combination of Andrew and Jack. But there'll be plenty of that to come, especially once they get out on track, once the green light goes. But Alex McEwen is still the man to beat with only a minute to go, or a minute and a half to go. Coming up behind a bit of traffic there as well, so that might have balked his chances. No one going purple in this sector, so it is holding stations here for all the guys. But look at the gap between the top the top four, mind you, 2 tenths between all those guys. So Fabian Fitness is the man. He's 7 tenths down on his lap, so we're going to get off him. Who is on a hot lap? Matthias Falzon. There we go. He's half a tenth up on his personal best, but getting all sorts of sideways there. That is not the fastest way around a racetrack, but I tell you what, it's the most stylish. So we encourage that at home. It's very nice to look at. But Matthias Falzon, even with the sideways action, goes up a couple of spots there into the top 3. Clayton Pine Fitness behind him. Wowee, that is 2 tenths covers the top 5. And only 2 tenths behind is Nick Mello. Jake Buttigieg not too far behind, with Bullock Wilson, who has just recently entered the server, and Andre Elliott make out your top 10.
Falzon's on an absolute flyer. He's already half a second up on his PB, and he's halfway around the circuit. So this guy could pinch the pole position off Alex McEwen if he gets it all pinned together correctly. 1:19.6 at the moment is his predicted time. 2 tenths difference between himself and McEwen. McEwen's also up, but only by B's foreskin. and can't get that job done there. He's on the back straight at the moment too. These guys are all up. Matt Munro's up too. He's on for a 1:19.5 as well. Clayton Pine is circulating on his outlap, so I don't know if he's going to get to the sector in the time, but Fabian Fitness is nowhere. He's 3/10 off his personal best as well. So the top 4 guys at the moment are on like Donkey Kong for a positional change here.
Wow.
We've only got 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, it's all over now. Checkered flag is waved on the circuit. What can we see from everyone here in Sundry? It's not going to be an improvement for Falzon. Fitness, sorry. Falzon is still up. He's going to do a 1:19.5 or thereabouts by the time he crosses the line. 1 minute 20. What happened to that? The timing tower has completely buzzed me up there on my server. Alex McEwen's still going around, but he is done and out. So our top 3 does not change after all of that mishap. Wowee, what an exciting end. Look at the amount of 120 sitting in there.
Wow.
James Bullock's gone up to 120.2 as well. 6th place.
Yeah, great showing from him. He just goes from strength to strength every time. One of the new guys in Wednesday Cup, or at least the newest of the faster drivers up the pointy end of this field. So great things in the Bullock household. He might want to give a few tips to his mate. What's happened here? Dean Verrill, we've got cars out of the server here. Very hard to figure out who's where, so we're going to go back to the pits and hopefully get an idea of where we are sitting. Alex McEwen is on pole, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubting that, with a 19.8. That's 3/10 slower than they did during the week in practice as well, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe just the pressure of the occasion getting to a few of these drivers. Matt Munro there will start next to him off the front row with Matthias Fowles and Clayton Pine behind those two. That's going to be a spicy lap 1, ladies and gentlemen. Fitness is there too. Jake Buttigieg up there in 6th position. James Bullock in 7th in the end. Nick Mello a bit further down than he would like to be, and what we've seen in the past, he's there with Dean Verrill. Tommy Wilson back there too. Don't you worry, he'll be cutting his way through that pack, or at least trying. Andre Elliott, Nick Mole, McFadden, Ferguson, William Bullock make out your top 15, ladies and gents.
Postlethwaite in 16th. Not a bad performance from him as well, but the chef will be disappointed. 17th. Tell you what, he's got to get his Michelin chef taken off him, that guy. Yeah, he's just been nowhere for the chef. Mick Attard in 18th. Ezra Simmons in 19th. Jack Ferguson 20th. And it keeps going, ladies and gentlemen, all the way down to 29th. Brandon Schmelf and Trav Young, 22nd, 21st. Clayton Waters, McGill, Kumar. Very bad performance from Carter Kumar.
Yeah.
This guy's usually up in the top 8. The go-kart himself, not up there at the moment. The haircut in 26. Jim Parker's entered the server. Happy days for Jimmy Park, Scotty McEwen, and Jet Leach on debut, rounding out the whole grid of 29 drivers on a Wednesday night. Where else do you find them? You find them right here at SimSational TV and AK Racing.
You certainly do, ladies and gents, and we're going to get back into the paddock and join these drivers once they get back out there on the grid. It's time now to get your predictions into the chat, and you go into the running for a fantasy SimSational TV prize pack that may or may not ever arrive at your front door, but it's a nice thing to joke about here in the server. Pick what you want. You want a t-shirt? We've probably got them. We've got hats. We've got bloody G-strings, whatever you want. You'll have to get the G-strings from Zach's place, but he loves wearing those around during the week, so maybe you might even pay a little bit more and get a pre-worn one.
Oh, look, if you get the pre-worn ones, you can always join my OnlyFans. That is SimSational TV _ Chris Wishes. And that will be the where all of my G-bangers will come from. Oh. And you'll see where they can be. But enough of that nonsense. We are here to race. And that is what we have got coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1. 15 minutes here in Magione. That is going to be insane. What an angry top 5 we've got there. And a tight T1. It is a hairpin to enter turn 1, so watch out for hopefully no carnage, but could be coming your way very soon. So go, get comfortable, go to the toilet. 15 minutes of hardcore Aussie racing car action here at Wednesday Cup and SimSational TV coming your way in just a hot second.
We're back trackside, viewers. Look at that. It's Aussie race cars as far as the eye can see all the way back there. Try and count the rows. It's like one of those competitions that count the jelly beans in the big glass jar. There's almost 30 in the server here at the moment. There is 31 to be precise. So it's going to be busy out there. It's going Be busier than I don't know,
a one-arm bricklayer in Iran at the moment. I'll tell you that. It's going to be shocking.
Cut out for it.
It's going to be insane. We've got predictions in the chat. Minute 20 to go here before lights out. Top 3 from Paul Buttigieg is Alex McEwen, Nick Mallow, and Jake Buttigieg. Of course, he's got to put his son in there. Matt Munro has been given the winner by one of his mates. I would say Jaden Garrett there as well. So get your predictions in, ladies and gentlemen, there in the chat. CRANIUM CAM is live. We're riding on board from 8th place. So they're in the hot seat, as I would say, in Eddie Maguire style, for all of the trials and tribulations that could possibly come to fruition here for turn 1, lap 1. I tell them every single week as the official chief steward here for the circuit, you can't win it on turn 1, lap 1, or anywhere really on lap 1. You can only lose it. But do they listen? No. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited. Get ready. Get strapped in, viewers. And this one's going to be absolutely off its head.
Yeah, there's a couple of tight little turns to start with. Once they get down to that back straight, and I forget all the turns on this. Race 1, they are away. It's actually a really good start there from Matt Munro. Alex McEwen's going to try and go with him. We're going to get a top view, hopefully, to see where they are. Alex McEwen sweeps across the nose of Matt Munro, cutting off that exit. Don't you worry, but Matt Munro getting a little bit squirrely as well outside of there. You've got Clayton Pine behind him, Falzon and Buttigieg side by side with Fabian Fitness going up the inside there as well. A little bit of a touch from Matthias to Jake, but it looks like this is where the battle is. Jake Buttigieg getting the better of Fabian Fitness there, but Fitness just fires it up the inside, getting all sorts of sideways too. Here goes Nick Mello giving Jake Buttigieg a big old punt on the way through it. It probably helped him out actually as well. Gives him a couple of positions, and Nick Mello drops back a couple of positions behind James Bullock as well. So he's got Mello behind him, and Dean Verrill's peeling out of the slipstream just maybe a little bit too early. We'll see where he is on the track. He's got Nick Mello just on his rear quarter panel as well. He's got the better running than James Bullock as well. Really good under brakes too. Bullock just threw the dummy and just said, how about that? He goes back up the inside, and here goes Wilson as well, giving Mello an absolute bath on the way through. They're going to go side by side through the last few turns, keeping one eye up the field here, but now they slot in one by one, and Alex McEwen leads the race. Wow.
Jeez Louise, what a first lap there. Basically the cleanest first lap we've ever seen, I reckon, here in Wednesday Cup. Well done to all the drivers, and they've managed to get through pretty cleanly here, but Fabian Fitness is on the prowl here over Jake Buttigieg. I reckon Paul's getting a bit nervous in his seat at this point in time. An angry Hertz rental car behind him does not pay for any panel damage as Fabian Fitness, because just on the insurance broker's card, that's for sure. Tom Wilson is on the prowl as well in the other Red Bull Aussie racing car, and I'll tell you what, the Chevrolet Canara here, they are on fire. Nick Mello's dropped way down the position here. He's lost 4 in one go. This could be interesting. Nick Mello not ready to be cooked at this point in time, just getting a little bit uneasy and trying to fight his way back through that field. McFadden and Ferguson are having a good old tussle there as well in front of him. It's side-by-side action down the back straight away we go. You can see it from the chopper cam here. That is advantage there to Andrew Ferguson for now, but I'll tell you what, James McFadden has got lighter balls than Andrew Ferguson here. Fergo's balls are weighing him down because Mello's coming through, also giving him a bump draft there down the back straightaway. Who's under brakes at last there? Oh, Mello sideways, nearly lost it into Ferguson. Fergo didn't even know that happened there. Fergo survives one more corner here at least. Oh, he's up there, just here on the entry there, sliding his way Tokyo Drift style. That is awesome stuff from Andrew Ferguson. Car control galore here from the both of them, and it's still happening down the back as well. Oh my goodness gracious me, what do you do when it's happening everywhere on track? You can't look anywhere else other than what's in front of you.
Tell you what, Big Red having a good old time there in the number 73. He's got his favourite person behind him there, giving him a good old hurry up as well. So keep an eye on that, because that will be heating up as this race goes on. Andre Elliott's the next man to have a crack. He's got Will Bullock in the Preston Hire V8 Supercar inspired Aussie race car livery there in front of him. And who's that chiming in behind? That's Nick Mull as well. Oh, there's cars behind. Oh no, it's Ferguson and McFadden. They've come together. Ferguson is the first man to get going again, but gee whiz, that is awkward for both of those guys. You can only use your imagination in the theatre of the mind here, ladies and gentlemen. Just figure out what happened there, as the replay function is not available to us here in this title. But look at this, Jason McFadden. He's got Trav Young on his outside now. He's going to try and dispatch of him as soon as possible to get back on the under the rear wing of his previous little sparring partner there as Andrew Ferguson. But up here, it is up in the points section of this field. Elliott and Mole giving it a good old crack here, and Will Bullock in front. Geez, this is going to be a little bit spicy here.
Sandra's second cousin's love child there is doing very well in 11th. The underground man will try to burrow his way through these guys, and then tell you what, Andre Elliott is on fire. He's very angry. He's got the red mist, and the Rangiart is represented here. He is the second of the Rangiart reps on track positional-wise here at the moment is Andre Elliott. And knows what he can and can't do around here in these Aussie racing cars, that's for sure. It's good to see him up there fighting for a potential 11th place here. It's a three-way suckage car battle, that's for sure. And I reckon Andre just will figure out where these guys are quick and where they're slow, and then take advantage of that situation and see what he can do. They are the closest battle on track at the moment, so it's all to win here for Andre Elliott. Let's not commentator curse him too much, but they're both driving well. He's gone for it here. Now he's got a bit of momentum. Now he's just got to keep it together here for the next right-hander onto the back straightaway. Is he close enough here for a suck?
Yeah,
I think he is. He's
Oh,
got a
hell
beautiful run. He is just going to take Underground Mammal's holes away from him and just depart himself into another dimension. Suckage down the back straight. The Italian ladies are 100% jealous here. Look out. Here goes Andre Elliott. He's going to run the brakes. He's going to take that position. Is he going to leave enough space? Nick Mole left too much space, put himself off into the dirt. No harm done there for two parties. And now Andre Elliott's going to have a good crack. And look at the back of Will Bullock's car, that tasty yellow vehicle in front of him. The Preston Hire livery is looking very, very much like his next target.
Yeah, he can't miss it either, so it's a bit of targets fixation perhaps, and you don't want that in the middle of a Wednesday Cup battle, that's for sure. But Will Bullock now just turning the screws and eking that little gap out to about 4.5 tenths. But wow, very early on the brakes as well. Look at the gap that just closed up there. Andre Elliott says bang, and now he's side by side here going up this short little chute before you get to turn 4 here, and he goes, he looks to dip underneath, but Will Bullock just covering off the apex nicely, but he is struggling big time. Maybe those tyres just a little bit cooked. Here goes Andre Elliott. Look at the beautiful driving there from Will Bullock, just giving enough room for both of these guys to get through safely and not come into contact with each other. They will live to fight another day, but I don't know how long that Will Bullock can hold off Andre Elliott when he gets into one of these moods. Holy moly, he's hard to keep behind.
He definitely is. He's a feisty customer at the best of times. Nice bloke off track, on track. Different character, that's for sure. And they're a fair way away from having a good crack at each other here. Not enough suckage for Andre Elliott. But there goes Bullock. He's made an unforced error and thought twice about that. Did Andre Elliott. Couldn't get it done. And Bullock survives another corner here or two. Could be exciting stuff for these three at the end of the race. Even the Underground Mammal's not letting go of these two at any shape, way or form. I guarantee you that. He doesn't want to see these guys chuff off down the road at any rate of knots, that's for true. But Nick Mallow is in top 10 position, fighting here. He's trying to get around Tommy Wilson. He's going to do a trailer park girl move here, around the outside, sliding his way there. That is a slippery as a $2 porno shoot, and he just managed to keep it off the road and into the grass and then back onto the road. And oh my goodness, Tommy Wilson would have half shot himself, and he has, because there he goes. Says thank you very much, says Nick Mallow. He's going to try and take that position. Nick Mallow underneath brakes, gets it done. Tom Wilson's going to fight it tooth and nail, but just thinks twice at the last second. They're probably for the better of the both of them, that's for sure. Nick Mallow up into 9th place and probably will gallop away here. Just if he can get that oversteer on exit perfected, he's definitely going to find himself within the top 3 or 4 at some stage tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the arse end of that car sliding around like a bloody couple of kids that just got a slip and slide for Christmas, I tell you what. But the battle is up here. Here goes Fitness up the inside of Matthias Bowsen. He's got the slip and slide action on the rear wheels as well. Look, he's got a couple of Macca's trays just parked under there with
just goes up the inside.
And look at that, just slides it up the inside as well. Bowsen really just unprepared for what that was happening. But here we go. Look at that. Right across the back. This is insane. Across the start-finish line. So here we go. There's which way? This first turn, there's plenty of ways to get around it, but Matthias Bowsen opting to go the bobsled style, just stick to the inside and away they go. But but look at Fabian Fitness, just absolutely gapped him out of there. Jake Buttigieg's going to take advantage of a slow Matthias Falzon here as well. He's going to try and go around the outside here. It's not going to work for him this time, but I'll tell you what, I think Matthias Falzon's maybe just having a little bit of trouble there. That is uncharacteristic of the man who is usually right up there in the pointy end of this field. Just gave up the ghost to Fitness like I've not seen happen again, or at least since in his career here at AK Racing.
Look, I don't know what happened there. I think Fabian just had all the traction and the momentum, just that slingshot effect definitely helped him, that's for sure. And they just caught Matthias Falzon napping. Now, that's all done and dusted. That was a lap ago now already. That's how quick these cars go around. It's insane the amount of pace and the action that we get to call here. And but Jake Buttigieg is definitely on a prowl here. I reckon he's going to try and get himself further and further up the grid as the night goes on. The next race here is a reverse top 10, and it would be where these guys want to be, sticking right in front of each other. But Ezra Simmons, however, in 15th, looking to get past Jack Ferguson here. The Make America Great Again Donald Trump aficionado here, I reckon, will be wanting to be further up the polls than what the Trumpster definitely showed that he could do than where he is at this point in time. Only 8/10 away from Jack Ferguson here, but Jack Ferguson's galloped away for a little bit there too, and the battle in front of them's heating up a little bit. Bullock, Noel and Elliott still having a good crack at each other. They're not letting go at this point in time. This is a chef, however, fighting his way tooth and nail. The number 23, I don't know where Gordon Ramsay thinks number 23 is a good number, but he's going to get 22 here because he's just going to take a position straight off Postlethwaite. No, that was Schmerley. He's got straight past Schmerley there and said, thank you, I'll take that one. And he's in 22nd here for the time being. The two Rangout boys having a good crack. Yeah, absolutely. Schmerley, as we've seen in the chat here, he's on some brand new gear. He's got a brand new R9 Mozza setup. Oy. So, it's all's forgiven for him just being a little bit further back than what he is currently. Probably just still trying to eke out the best settings and get used to the muscle memory feel of a new wheel. And I don't know if has he got new pedals as well, boys. Someone let me know in the chat. At least let me know he's got more pedals or new pedals, because that's a bigger excuse than having a new wheel and wheel base. But I'm sure it's a big upgrade from where he came from, so he'll be loving life out there. Even if he is down there in 23rd position, the immersion will be taking over the Schmerl household. Don't you worry about that. So we'll check in back with him later on in the stream to see how he's travelling, how he's getting around that new setup. And I'm sure he's loving that. Don't you worry about that. The closest battle on track here is between Trav Young and Mick Attard, who is in one of the best liveries, I reckon, in the circuit here. He's made this himself. Oh, my God, I've just moved How good are my producing skills? Here we go, the number 24, the Super Cheap Auto. He's got Harley David motorcycles on the side as well, bit of truck assist. Really nice looking green and black livery. And those who know the channel here, those who are not strangers to the channel know I'm a little bit partial to the old green and black. Yeah, that's definitely your favourite colour combo. I think it is. I don't blame you. Look, you can't miss it on the stream. It's definitely one of those marketable colours, nearly as marketable as Middy's pink. But in saying that, Mick Attard doing very, very well. Lovely looking livery with the Next Level Racing sponsorship on the back as well. And he's definitely got some company here. Travis Young is not letting go of him. They're not in a suck battle here at the moment. It's just a little bit too far away, maybe half a tenth away for a suckage. And they're going to go line astern here down the back straightaway for another 2 or so laps. But that is heavy under braking there. That was nearly taken out. That is an errant. Oh, no. That is, oh my goodness, that is Jimmy Park. Oh, that's Andrew Ferguson. Fergo's just yeeted himself back across the circuit, fully unaware what was coming towards him. I reckon that is an absolute piss take, if I can say that yet. I don't know. It is 8:40, I can. Absolute piss take from Andrew Ferguson there, but he'll be right. He'll get back onto it. He should know better. But nearly took out those guys in a horrible fashion. And poor old Andrew Ferguson coming a proper, just a little bit rusty there. Yeah, Young and Attard probably just didn't see him parked in the middle of the circuit there. He is better than that. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't base him on his last time out on the stream alone. He is one of the better drivers here in 8K Racing. Probably just a little bit rusty. Probably hasn't done much practice here at Magione or in the ARC cars
for that matter either. But we'll just move along. We can't just stop at the scene of the accident because Gary Postlethwaite is giving him all sorts of curry as well from behind. And there's a car you can't miss either in the bright pink Hog's Breath Cafe. Number 8, bloody bright pink ARC car. We're going to ride on board with him and see what he can see. He can see Andrew Ferguson. We've been watching Sirens too many times. That's an old reference for someone out there from the 80s. But here goes Postlethwaite just looking at Andrew Ferguson. Now look at that, really sideways. Andrew Ferguson having all sorts of trouble through that turn. I think that's that's where he was parked the last time around.
Yes.
Oh no, he's just had a bit of help there as well. That's very awkward because Ferguson and Postlethwaite have just come together where he was parked not only a lap ago. Holy moly, it's all happening here.
It's all happening, and to tell you what, those two will not be too happy with each
No.
other. It's happening at the front, though. Up the pack, 9th and 8th is under all sorts of pressure. Nick Mallow's just about to take the place there off James Bullock, but he's bump drafted him again. So I'm not sure whether Nick Mallow thinks that Bullock's got the pace over Dean Verrill, but he's definitely doing what we saw in F2 a couple of years back, full bump draft down Moses style, but he's taken it under brakes and got position 8 over James Bullock. Bullock's going to try for the switchback here, but he can't get it done. Nick Mallow's parked at mid-apex, but he's going to go off onto the grass there. Oh, can he keep it together? He does, just in the nick of time, and Bullock's just holding on with those unforced errors from Mallow. He'll get his rhythm and just park it on the apex here for the final 2 corners coming his way. Yes, through the Secondi chicane and then the Prima chicane as well, and he gets it done in the final stages here of the race. 1 second, 0 seconds, that is it. This is the final lap of the race. Alex McEwen has galloped away to a 3-second lead over Matt Munro, and Chris missed it. I called Matt Munro the skinnier, scrawnier, uglier and slower of the Munros, and he's out there in second place. He's definitely not going to like me after this stream, but it's all in love and goodwill. And Alex McEwen dominating again as he has in the championship for the whole time this season. He is 60 points out in front, Chris Munro. Quick math from before.
Yep.
And he's definitely on the prowl and going to take this one very, very comfortably here for the finals time around Magione. Alex McEwen is going to be your winner in the Budget Tyre, Budget Tyre sponsorship, ACR Camaro.
Yeah, Budget Tyre outlet. What's he got on there on the front? The K&N. I don't know.
And Fielders.
There you go. It's got all the good stuff there on that car, and he will round the final turn here in race 1 and take the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, as easy as you like too. I thought Matt Munro was really prepared here for this one, and he crosses the line now 3 seconds behind with Clayton Pine, only half a second behind him as well in 3rd position. But I tell you what, Fabian Fitness not far back either in 4th position with Falzon, Buttigieg, Verrill, Mello, Bullock and Wilson making out your top 10. I'll tell you what, we predicted a little bit tighter racing here in this one, and we've been made the fool of, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, not often we do that,
No.
Christopher Monroe.
No,
We're generally all over it, but that's okay. Even the experts make mistakes.
Yeah, mark it on your bingo cards there, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen often. That's going to be one of the corners.
That should be one, yeah. Put Dead Set and the Fair Dinkum department on there as well. That's going to come out later. But Andre Aylett in 11th place. Nick Mole, Will Bullock, Ferguson, Simmons, Kumar, Attard, Young, and Schmerley and Ferguson are still going at it. By the looks of that, they have just switched position from 19th and 20th place. The racing is still not over here at the back, that's for sure. And Fergo is going to try to get that position back, but he's too far back there from Schmerley. Schmerley's going to take 19th. Ferguson 20th and does it crossing the line in style. There's Andrew Ferguson. The Chef 21st. Waters, Postlethwaite, the Irishman, Mr. McGill, there in 24th. And the Haircut has come over the line in 25th position.
Position.
Park in 26 too.
Parky in 26, Scott McEwen in 27th, and there might have been a casualty there as well. I'm pretty sure we had a couple extra. Jet Leach is your last man across the line in 28th. Jason McFadden, a DNF as well on the second last lap. I wonder what happened there. Philippe Coates was a DNF on the first lap, so I can guess what happened there. But an interesting story there out of the Rangiart camp for Jason McFadden, just calling it quits with 1 lap to go.
Well, look, it might have had a hardware issue there for Jay's disconnection.
Maybe.
He's over at the ditch for our Anzac compatriots over there racing along. But who knows what happened there to him? But that was a race and a half in the mid pack there. Battles going on left, right, centre, up and down the grid. It was all happening there. Trials and tribulations of motorsport and sim racing, doesn't matter about that. And we run our way back up the pit lane. Have a look at those two Ford Transit vans. Jeez Louise, are they not a Da Vinci of the motoring world, those two things? Look at all of that. Let's go racing, boys, girls, females, Panasonic air conditioners, Dyson vacuum cleaners, whatever you want to call yourself and identify. We are all inclusive here at SimSational TV. And speaking of inclusive, the next one you've got two more coming your way for free, inclusive deals. Race 2 out of 3 is coming our way here shortly. 16 minutes, reverse top 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy.
Tommy Wilson's going to find himself off pole position with James Bullock right next to him there. Nick Ballo in third. He'll be licking his chops there as well. That's a top 3 that's going to be very, very angry, feisty, and ready to go. It's all going to be coming your way soon here. Race 2, 16 minutes, reverse grid. Back at SimSational TV in just a few moments.
We're on track now, ladies and gents. It's race 2. Going to try and get a look at our front row. Thomas Wilson is there. Who's next to him? That is James Bullock. Geez, he'll be just frothing at the bit to get his nose in front of T. Wilson here at T1. I don't know how he's going to go because he's one of the more feisty customers in the server. Nick Mello's there as well. Holy moly, he's going to be searching his way through the pack. Dean Verrill up there in the top 5, or in the top 4, should I say? Wowee, he's due for a win. Dead set. He was absolutely robbed there at Nutsort. So he might just get himself in that podium position, or at least the top step. At least we want to see that anyway. Jake Buttigieg's up there. Matthias Falzon, Fabian Fitness, Clayton Pine, Matt Munro, and Alex McEwen are your top 10 finishers. And that's how they are standing here in race 2. Andre Elliott's the next one to go with Mole, Bullock, Ferguson, the junior of the two varieties, Simons, Kumar, Attard, Young, Schmerl. We're going to get there. Ferguson, Cook, Waters, Postlethwaite, McGill, Barber, Park, McEwen, Leach, McFadden starts at the back, and Coates as well just behind him. Wowee, 20 seconds to go. Zach, do you want to start this race? You want to call this one?
Oh, mate, I'll be absolutely honoured to.
That'd be great.
Absolutely dead set honoured to. And 16 seconds left. It's anyone's bet here, ladies and gentlemen. The excitement is building. The tension here is rising here at Magione. Who is going to come out on top with the chockies? Here, get your predictions in the chat as we go. We have got 6 lights up. Is the starter going to do it, or is it Stevie Wonder there with the pressing the wrong buttons? No, it's not. Tommy Wilson's got a good jump there. We are off and racing, and Tom Wilson's going to take the lead here into P1. I'll tell you what, James Bullock behind him's given him a good old piece of curry there as well. Wowee in the fair dinkum department. Here we go. What are we going to see there? Nick Mallow still in third place, advancing. Oh, that's Bullock onto the grass. Didn't hamper him too much there. That was okay for him. Nick Mallow nearly sideswipes the back. So does Jake Buttigieg of Nick Mallow too. Oh, that was close. Now we've got Fabian Fitness behind, trying to take over Buttigieg's 5th place here. 5th place, sorry. They're side by side coming into turn 3 or 4. Wowee, this is incredible. Up the inside he goes. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that place off you, but they're still side by side. Buttigieg, he's not letting it go easy. The corporal handing out orders, not getting them done. Matt Munro's in the battle of his life here too. In 2nd place, that is Matthias Falzon. He is slipstreaming there. Alex McEwen is not getting any advantage here from the both of them. What is Matt Munro going to do? Can he sideswipe them or even side draft or take a 2-for-1 position here? Oh, here we go. They're all coming in. Oh, Matt Munro's taken that place. Falzon shit the bed. And here goes Falzon trying to go back up the inside. McEwen on the outside. Matt Munro just sticking a fat, tapping the front end of Alex McEwen there was Matt Munro's car. Matt Munro and McEwen nearly giving each other too much curry for their own good. It is all happening here at the start of the race. They are not giving each other an inch. This is the feisty sort of behaviour we were predicting here. And Matt Munro survives 1 lap, but so does Tom Wilson out in front. Only half a second, though, between himself and James Bullock, who is now under pressure from Nick Mallow. Up the inside, around the outside, whichever way, Nick Mallow's trying to get it done.
Yeah, look at that. Trying searching around, but James Bullock just doing his best to keep him back there. I don't know if he can do it for much longer now because Nick Mallow has the better side of the track, the more advantaged side. And look at Fabian Fitness there chiming in as well, trying to get involved in this little action piece. Look at that. James Bullock just gives him the big balls and says, I'm going up the inside. Return serve from maybe in fitness as well. A little bit of a touch. He's going to redress and get out of the throttle. That's good racing there from these guys. Wow, hell for leather. Don't you worry about that. That is all happening here. Jake Buttigieg, all right up behind Dean Farrell now, going up the back straight, and they are just drafting each other here. We're going to look at the top view and see how that suck is starting to play out. He's pulling out. He's going to go to the wrong side of the track, ladies and gentlemen. You want to go up the inside, Jake Buttigieg. What are you doing? But he's going to look for maybe a little switchback here on Dean Farrell. But Farrell's just, he's one of the more smarter characters out there. Don't you worry about that. He knows what Buttigieg's about and what he's trying to do. Clayton Pine has now joined the party, as well as Matt Munro and Alex McEwen. Sees off the whole field just about, or at least this top 8, looking through the front windscreen of that number 51 ARC. Clayton Pine getting in all sorts of trouble. We've got to go top view here, because there goes Jake Buttigieg up the inside. Matt Munro almost giving him a big tag to Clayton Pine on the back end there. Matt Munro got a very good exit, so he's going to just go sailing around the outside here. But I tell you what, he has to give him room, because Clayton Pine, oh wow, great driving from Matt Munro. Saw that Alex McEwen was trying to sneak up the inside and just covered that off. Wow, what about the battle here? A little bit of a, oh geez, that's a punt and run. That's a return serve. That is very ordinary there, boys. Oh, gee whiz. Clayton Pine has to redress that. I know there was a little bit of push and shove, but you can't do that. Gee whiz.
Lee Matthews, eat your heart out from 70 in the top. You've just been done over by Clayton Pine. He's given the punt of the century there to poor old Matt Munro and said, see you later, I'm out. And he's just galloped off down the road. I reckon that's worthy of a penalty and a bit there for the man himself. Oh, that was all happening, Chris. That was a great battle up until that point. Everyone was sending it, that's for sure. And Alex McEwen, however, is trying to get on the back here of Mr. Falzon to try to get this position taken in his advantage after being the winner in race 1 in unfamiliar territory in 9th place and not managing to get it done here. Mind you, he's got just under 12 minutes to do something about it and try to keep himself out of trouble. As we see the whole field stream by us here. There are battle packs, there are suck trains, there are everything going on in human centipede style in the way of Aussie racing cars. It's all happening there, and I reckon, for the love of us, it's going to be even feistier by the time that counter on the clock ticks down. And speaking of feisty, that was nearly a punterino from Buttigieg. He is absolutely on the prowl, is the corporal, handing out orders left, right and centre and commanding the red button on the nuclear missile of himself to be pressed here at some point.
He's just got his finger on the button there, and I'll tell you what, James Bullock has done a fantastic job as well, just holding these guys at bay. He's only got Fitness, Mello and Wilson in front. Wilson just getting out to about a 7/10 lead now. Nick Mello wouldn't enjoy that at all, but don't you worry, he'll be there in the fight soon enough. And so will Fabian Fitness, one of the quicker guys on the track. Matt Munro just making up another position there in the background on Ezra Simons. So he's on the comeback trail. Who else is there? Andre Elliott having a nice little tussle here with Jack Ferguson. We'll see how they go. They're in the third sector here around turn 10. Oh, geez.
No!
Nick Mull just, we just witnessed a murder, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the cops knocking on our door now because we were first-hand witness to that. Gee whiz, that's very ordinary. Poor old Jack Ferguson. Jack Ferguson has dropped down to 18th position.
Oh, disappointing for him. He was on the prow there. He was coming through, and the underground mammal just went absolutely bang and sent it up his trunk and turned him around pivot style. Not the way you want to do it here at AK Racing, that's for sure. And Matt Munro is on the prow once again. 11th place, however, he would probably want to be up in 5th or 6th at the moment. Alex McEwen, a position ahead of him and by a fair bit too, about 200 or 300 metres away. And he's still not being able to get past Matthias Falzon as McEwen. So interesting stuff here. Matthias is back in the groove. He's found his groove. Yep. Maybe he had a Uzo or two, but not enough because Alex McEwen now is all up the side of him. He is literally brushing doors here, giving him the cold shoulder as we see down the back straight. This is definitely all over Red Rover for anyone asking for Matthias Falzon. He's definitely got 8th place as Alex McEwen. They just need to navigate this turn nicely and cleanly, and they do so. That's an example of how you pass someone, ladies and gentlemen. Eat your heart out to the guys beforehand. That's what you do in racing. Clean, fair, no one loses a position, and you're still catching the guys in front. That is racecraft there, that's for sure. And Verrill now, and he's getting hunted down here by the Pinecone himself. But the Pinecone has been given a drive-through, so he's going to have to serve that or find himself dead set last by the time the race finishes.
That's unlucky. The stewards intervening there. We saw it all on the screens, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if there's anyone that can... I guess say anything against that. So, the steward's words is the final one. But I'll tell you what, the battle for the lead now is starting to heat up. Look at this. Nick Mello all over the back of Thomas Wilson now, going into the turn 3, 4, and 5. Wilson getting up on that sausage curve, not very conducive to fast lap times here in these tiny little cars, because those sausage curves come out about like 2/3 up the bloody wheels. They're massive. These cars are tiny, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see the driver there in that front seat, it's a single seater. They're sitting in the absolute middle of this car. They are controlled by I think it's a Hayabusa 1400 motorcycle engine. Flat shifts are your friend, and they rev to the absolute moon. And I'll tell you what, these two now will be revving the absolute tits off these little machines, trying to get every single 10th and 1000th out of these lap times as well, because Thomas Wilson, I'll tell you what, isn't going to give this over easily. This is going to be an absolute cracking little battle here. We're going to try and look behind the leading car here and look at where Nick Mello just places this car. He's going to look around the outside, maybe duck back for a little switchback. And I'll tell you what, the sky looks beautiful here at Magione. What a place to retire here in Italy. But here goes Alex McEwen. That's his teammate. That's Nick Mello. He looks up the inside now. Geez, it's all happening here, Zach O'Reilly. They're about to go side by side.
Side by side, Tommy Wilson's on the defence here. He's overrun that corner, but he's going to get the tight run here into the little left to right section with the hairpin. Now another right section onto the back straightaway. All he has to do is get this exit nailed, but I don't think he's done that. Here goes Nick Mello all the way across. Did Tom Wilson go try to get out of the slipstream, but that wasn't going to be enough, because Nick Mello's going to try and sail around the outside. That would be Scandinavia style, I think, Scandia style, and just get it done. But Tommy Wilson is no easy beat here. These guys give no room to each other and a little bit less, and somehow Nick Mello's got around the outside, got the chockies on him, and said, thank you, I'll take P1 for now. And this has invited the even angrier Fabian Fitness behind him. He's injected the TRT this afternoon, I've been told by Fabian, and he's trying to sail it anywhere he can. Push-ups, deadlifts, bench press, shoulder press, you name it. Fabian Fitness is going to try and do everything to outsmart and throw some weight plates here at Tommy Wilson for the I reckon about the 5th last time here around Magione. This is on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, well, look at this, up the inside now. A little mistake there from Thomas Wilson. He invites Fabian Fitness up the inside, but a big slide on the exit is going to hurt him on the run down to turn 4. So Thomas Wilson just holding station as it stands. He's got his hands full because a fortuitous Mello is taking advantage of this battling, and he's just buggering off down the road. About a second gap now. Now Thomas Wilson has his hands full because Fabian Fitness is just filling up the mirrors of that little ARC car, and he's just going to try and answer all the questions that he throws at him for the next 5 minutes and 40 seconds. That is a long time in a Wednesday Cup race. Don't you worry about that. That is, as we said, about 4 laps. If we are lucky, we're about halfway around this lap. We've got 1 or 2, 3, 4 turns to go. But Wilson actually just turning the screws there and getting that gap out a little bit more. It's about half a second, should I say. How good is the commentary tonight? Jesus Christ. But Jake Buttigieg only 2.5 seconds behind. Fabian Fitness sliding it out there and giving up the ghost, and that just lets the pressure off Thomas Wilson completely.
Oh, a guy called us too early. Reverse commentator cursed us early in the night, saying you got the best content, and here we are delivering
sometimes.
rubbish. Tell you what, the Sulo waste collection's got better rubbish than us at the moment. We are serving absolute nonsense. But nonetheless, the battling does not get any better than what is happening here for Alex McEwen. He is going to take Dean Verrill's P6 off him and just take it like candy from a baby, I would say here, unless Verrill's got something to say about it. No answers there for Verrill. Alex McEwen into 6th place, and he's going to hunt this angry battle pack in front of him too. This has been going on for 4 or 5 laps now between Buttigieg. That is a lap traffic car in the distance, just sitting there in the infield. Very good blue flag.
Yes.
That's just even over the top blue
really
flag.
Nice.
But nevertheless, get out of the way. And these guys now in front of Alex McEwen, James Bullock and Buttigieg are fighting tooth and nail, Chris. They've been giving each other millimetres at some point between death and victory. But they're fighting on, and now he's going to start looking in their rear vision mirror. Is James Bullock, because here comes the man, the myth, the legend, race 1 winner, Alex McEwen here with 4 minutes and a bit left here in race 2. What can Alex McEwen do? I'm not too sure, but it's all going to be up to these guys, whether they can behave themselves and race cleanly, pass cleanly, because it's only going to hurt the both of them if they come together, and Alex McEwen will be in for the hunt here as we round the final turn for one more time. 8 laps completed here, and this is the Wednesday Cup you want to watch here, ladies and gentlemen. Wowee, action up and down the field, and that is a blue flag getting in the way there too, that yellow thing in front.
Yeah, this as we've seen in the past here, Jake Buttigieg very good at spatial awareness, very good at defence. So as you can see, the cars behind him, we've got Bullock, McEwen, Verrill, Falzon, and Pine is there as well. That's what's that? 6 cars. As this race starts to close out, I think all these guys are going to be absolutely nose to tail. I reckon they're going to be just a couple of tenths between all 6 of them, and it could just be one of those the battles for the ages. As you can see in your timing tower, all under a second here at the moment. Matt Munro will close in on the back of them as well if they start to squabble. And who's the next one to squabble here? It looks like Alex McEwen. He's got James Bullock in his sight, and he's gonna. I think he's got his notebook out. That's what he does, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a little black book there. There's a car off the track. I think that's it's a blue flag of Philippe Coates. So he just gets out of the way nicely. But Alex McEwen has his little black book about all the traits of all these drivers. Don't you worry about that. He is one smart little customer here in the Wednesday Cup. Look, and they've already started to compress, as you can see how close they are to James Bullock, Jake Buttigieg, not too far away either. 1/10 covers these guys now. You can see you can almost sniff the bloody the paint coming off the back of that Silkgate number 6 ARC. Alex McEwen right up the back of James Bullock as we speak. He's going to make an overtake here, or at least try, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, trying around the outside, trailer park girl style. Here we go for Alex McEwen. Can he get the job done? Just gets a beautiful exit there over James Bullock, and I'm going to see if he can get that job done here. It's too risky through this section for Alex McEwen, but he'll try it any way, shape or form. Just psych someone out of a move or not. That's interesting to see. And can he get it done here on the back straight? We'll find out. He hasn't got the best run there. That's not going to hurt there. That's not going to hurt Alex McEwen. It's going to hurt Bullock, but didn't seem to hamper him too much. A little bit of slippery stuff there on the outside was okay for the Aussie racing cars there to handle, but only 1.5 tenths here. The gap, he's just missed out on the suckage there down the back straight, and Alex McEwen cannot get past here with 1 minute 25 left here in the server. This could be interesting. He's going to try and send it anyway, because I reckon Buttigiegg's here a little bit of cork in the bottle for James Bullock and Alex McEwen, because these guys are fighting on the same pace lap time, but just cannot get past one another. This is a 3-way battle, 3-way train, and Alex has got a beautiful run here down to the back straight, or the front straightaway, sorry if I should say it correctly. Wowee, that's going to be incredible stuff. Can he get the job done around the outside? He's holding fat there, holding station. There was a bit of overlap there too in the physics department. Somehow no collision between the two of them. That's as close and clean as you want to get there between disaster for Alex McEwen. Still living to fight on. Here is James Bullock, that's for sure. He's doing a sensational job holding off the championship potential here of Alex McEwen is Bullock. He is driving that car in places you wouldn't see him normally do, and with skill and ease. This is like another driver behind the wheel here for James Bullock. Well done to him. Buttigiegg's just taken a little bit of curry out of this battle, but now it's all on the Donkey Kong edge, breaking the slipstream. Here's the Bullock man, the Sandra's love child, having a good old crack. McEwen not close enough here. He's just going to get out of reach by the time the braking zone comes around. What are we going to see here? 13 seconds to go, Chris. Let's talk it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Where is Nick Mello on the track? Are we going to get around in time for another lap? We're just going to check on him where he is. So this could be the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have to give Nick Mello some love. He is getting some hurry up there from Thomas Wilson as well. He's closed the gap down in this final lap, but it's not going to be enough because Nick Mello takes the checkered flag here in race 2, but we're just going to have to go back to see some of these battles here. Thomas Wilson gets second, Fitness in third. McEwen now, just misses out on 5th place. James Bullock takes that off him, and Matt Munro and Dean Verrill battling to the line as well. They take, Clayton Pine takes 7th, Verrill takes 8th, Matt Munro takes 9, Matt Falzon takes 10th. There's a lot of Matthias, a lot of Matt, a lot of everything, a lot of Rangiart. Here's another one. Andre Elliott in 11th. McFadden there in 12th. He will start pole for next race. Ezra Simons in 13th. Just hounded, or just beaten. or just beats Mole to the line. I hear my co-commentator breathing out. Yes, I'm having a shocker. It's okay. That's what you tune in for, ladies and gentlemen. This is SimSational TV. The cook, the chef, cooking up some good things down there in 15th position with Will Bullock, Jack Ferguson, Postlethwaite, and the senior Ferguson. Oh, geez. Just having a little awkward moment there with his son. I think that might have been planned. Very good stuff. Clayton Waters there in 21st. We got Kumar, Young, Schmerley, Attard, Scott McEwen in 25th. And we have to go back to the pits to find out who came beyond 25th. It was Brodie Barber, Philip Coates, and Jet Leach again in last position.
Look, I wasn't breathing out. I was actually just taking a sip of my beverage and had my mouth too close to the mic after I took a breath.
Just loving life back there.
Absolutely no disaster from yourself there, Christopher. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. That was an absolute perler, if you don't mind me saying it. That was what we thought should have been at race 1, but it all came to fruition in race 2. This could be the rate of attrition for race 3. If it's anything like that one there, relatively clean-ish and hard racing. Wow, that's going to be awesome for race 3. And the final one here tonight coming your way very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, podium positions, Nick Mallow, Tom Wilson, and I think, and who else was the last one? And Fabian Fitness got in your top 3, but it's all flipped on its head, Chris said before. 12th place, Andre Elliott and Jason McFadden in 11th as well. They're going to be side by side for the final race here, 17 minutes coming your way. That is going to be spicy as well. Bit of team comms coming your way too. They will sit there in the mumble and talk to each other and see what they're going to do. And they've got an angry Matthias Falzon and Matt Munro just sitting in their wake, ready to go as we just scenically look over our beautiful transit vans. Once more, look at that. Starlink, get your heart out. SimSational TV's got the best ISP in the world. Just look at the size of our dish in the fair dinkum department.
The big dish energy. Don't you worry about that.
BDE, and we mean big dish energy. But don't worry about that. The energy's about to peak. Race 3, 17 minutes, reverse top 12 grid coming your way. Get everything ready and snuggled in. Baby, hop into bed on your phone and watch the stream and get tight in those pajamas of yours. Race 3. About 82 seconds away. Stick with us here at SimSational TV.
Let's go.
We are racing. Well, not yet. We've got about 1:58 left before we go racing for the final time here, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure to have you all on board here at SimSational TV in the viewer land. And it's always a pleasure to be calling the action. Fabian Fitness is an absolute legend, just donating his kind beer money towards us. Thank you very much, Fabian Fitness. If you are interested in subscribing and liking to the channel as well, supporting us, that would go a long way to click that thumbs up and the bell button as well as the subscribe there, and we will let you know when we are streaming and get your quality viewership in amongst the racing platforms here, there and everywhere, live around the world here at SimSational TV. And we're live at the moment. Race 3, 17 minutes, reverse top 12 grid, and Jason McFadden and Andre Elliott, Rangiart represent all the way from Kiwi land, sitting there on the front row. The chopper cam and the cameraman are on the absolute piss tonight. They have had too many recordials, I reckon, there in the director's chat. But nonetheless, it is an all-Kiwi front row. Matthias Falzon in 3rd, Matt Munro 4th, Dean Verrill and Clayton Pine 5th and 6th respectively. Alex McEwen in 7th, James Bullock in 8th, Jake Buttigieg in 9th, 10th for Fabian Fitness, 11th for Tommy Wilson and 12th for Nick Mallow. So that should give you an idea of what the previous results were for the top 12. And if it's anything to go by here, it is going to be a feisty at 17 minutes coming our way. We had beautiful racing in the last one, as you all saw there in Viewerland. It's an absolute pleasure to be calling that sort of action left, right and centre, and have a look at that grid. More colours than the rainbow. And I'll tell you what, Stevie Wonder, at this point in time, will be wishing he was not as blind as a bat's arsehole looking at that grid.
Have you? There's a conspiracy theory out there that Stevie Wonder can see, ladies and gentlemen. And what a world we would live in if he could, I tell you what. But we are ready for a start. Enough about that rubbish, because, oh my God, what a start from Matt Munro. He has just absolutely cranked it off the line. He'll take right up into 2nd position now. We're going to ride on board. He's got, who's that in front? That is McFadden. your timing tower just playing up. But look at the gaggle of cars here, back here. Oh, no. Oh, no. There is Matthias Falzon around, James Bullock involved. That's Nick Mole as well in the background. Jake Ferguson going off the track as well. Oh, boy, that is the worst start we've seen here tonight, but no safety cars, so it's battle on. Fabian Fitness just getting his way around the outside of whoever that was in front. There's Nick Mello as well. That's Thomas Wilson on his outside. Ezra Simons now just diving in on whoever that was. Andre Elliott getting up the inside as well. Sorry, no, that's Hayden Cook. He's got all the... Look at that, all the Rangi-Up boys together here. Cook, Elliott, Verrill as well. Buttigieg up there. Munro now challenging for the lead. Here is the lead of the race. Give me a top view. There it is. Matt Munro takes the lead of the race. That is a new race leader, ladies and gentlemen, and he will try and make hay while the sun shines here because, wow, he's just getting in all sorts of sideways. And there is a... Oh, no. Get that off the track. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is an amateur move. We haven't seen that for a number of seasons. Oh, wowee. Zacharoli, take over.
Don't worry about lap traffic, blue flag, SimSational TV just broadcasting as close as you can ever get to the action and closer. Wowee, that was incredible stuff. But the pine cone, nonetheless, and everyone that got through unscathed by that, sitting in the perfect place just off the racing line. Wow. As we watch them all cycle through here, half a second average between the top 6, if you don't mind. That is how close the racing is here between all of these guys. Wowee. Just a drop-off there between Nick Mello and Fabian Fitness, but Fitness is there too. He's trying to hunt it. Oh, no, Punterino! The pine cone's been punted by Alex McEwen, and McEwen did not redress that at all. Come on, Alex, get better than that, son. But pine cone's gone back down, but it could be something that he does, and he does do so. Yeah, that is how you do it. Blue flags best in the last race. Now we've got redressing positions here. This is what you do when you go racing here at SimSational TV, and there comes Tommy Wilson trying to take the advantage of Alex McEwen's demise there. Can't get the job done. Wilson and McEwen now on the slide too. He's going to lose a little bit of time there too to the pine cone. What can Tommy Wilson do now? He can smell and see the red mist in front of him, and so can Fabian Fitness behind this. This is going to be insane. We have got potentially the top 5 quickest drivers here, all battling between each other. What is going on here? Are we going to see something come to fruition? Sideways, upside down, left, right, and all that. Thank you very much, Mybus, for the... to get the van off the track. Absolutely, we needed a tow truck. That's our fee. Yeah. $5 super chat. Really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mikhail Mybus. And that's a good old a trick that we used to play in the early days of the Wednesday Cup. Not on purpose either, just new to the broadcast experience, but just chucking that in for... what do you call it, for memory's sake, in season 14 here of the Wednesday Cup. Thomas Wilson, who have we got here? That is McEwen, giving Clayton Pine very much a hurry up there. A little bit of a bump draft as well through the first little sector here of this track. Alex McEwen, as we saw, did probably the best redress I've ever seen here on the channel. He managed to redress that position and hold off Thomas Wilson at the same time. So here he goes now, peels out of that slipstream and gets the job done as easy as like to down here into the channel. But oh, look at this, Clayton Pine ain't going to give it up easily. He's looking up the inside. No, he's done the worst thing he could have done. Oh no, Clayton Pine, get better than that, son. Oh, I know he's a good hot lapper, but gee whiz, you need to start doing some AI races, mate. Get yourself acquainted with some cars racing around you, Alex McEwen. He won't be too perturbed with that because he's got such a big lead in the championship. But gee whiz, that's not very good to see here in the Wednesday Cup. Matthias Falzon now right up behind him, giving him all sorts of curry. He doesn't know which way to go. He's going to try and get around him. Poor old Alex McEwen's tyres are probably cooked as at the moment. So here goes Matthias Falzon around the outside, outbraking himself just a little bit as well.
Oh, geez, that was not how you go racing. And Pinecone's just self-destructed himself anyway. He's had enough. He's DNF by own default. Oh, Falzon going to send there. Australia Post style up the inside of Alex McEwen. Can't get the job done at the moment. Alex McEwen's going to stick fat, but is Falzon going to go for the dive? He is. Oh, geez, nearly a nose cut off there by the rear bumper of McEwen as well. He's going to try and get the switchback move here onto the back straightaway. Here's Falzon. Can he get the job done? Not too sure here at the moment. Wowee, it's happening here between Buttigieg and Fitness and Wilson too. Wilson must have had a Barry Crocker of an exit there onto the back straightaway. Here goes Fitness up the inside. The two antagonists going side by side can get it together. Wowee, that was good stuff there too by them all. And here comes at the back Verrill. Verrill is definitely getting amongst this as well. He wants a piece of this pie and saying, I'm coming in, boys. You get Ferrell. That is where I come in. My last name is the rhyming epitome. Oh, nearly takes off the back there of Jake Buttigieg too. Wowee in the fair dinkum department. This is hectic stuff. Buttigieg is under all sorts here from the Ferrell man. He comes through his best here in race 3 of every Wednesday Cup. There's Verrill. Wowee, darting that car left to right, upside down, trying to get the whole shot. And he's going to get a good exit here too over Verrill. Buttigieg, can he get it done? No, just a bit of a accelerator lift and survives for Jake Buttigieg over the Ferrell man for another couple of corners here just for the time being.
How good. We've got a lot of love for Jake Buttigieg in the comments as well, and maybe a little bit of instructions there from his dad saying, listen, he's already got a girlfriend, so geez, he's a well-wanted man there in the chat. So Jake Buttigieg, we're right along looking at the arse end of his car as well, but look at this in front, Thomas Wilson here right up behind Fabian Fitness now. That's not something Fitness is used to. He's usually the one giving the hurry up from behind. Here they go. We're going to look on board, or up top actually, from the chopper cam and see, oh, look at that big slide from Fitness. That invites Thomas Wilson right up the inside there, but he has a little bit of an excursion off the inside curbing, so now they all compress. Buttigieg chiming in from behind. Verrill not far behind either. This is a four-way battle like you've not seen here tonight here in the Wednesday Cup. This is fantastic stuff to see. Fitness just heading off this little battle pack and doing his best impression of, I don't know, Michael Schumacher there at the end of a stint in the rain, just trying to keep these guys off his ass. But he's doing a great job, but he goes in a little bit deep there with Thomas Wilson just trying to eke it out. But I'll tell you what, at the front of the race here, Matt Munro's got 2.5 second advantage to Brian's cousin, who is now under pressure from Nick Mello as well. Should we go and have a look at that, or should we stick with this four-car battle? We'll just go and just have a little peek at what Nick Mello's doing right up the arse of Jason McFadden here. We're going to ride on board with him.
Oh, look at that. Came a bit wide there. And now we've got a bit of racing going on here. Side drafting style. And Nick Mellow's going to take the position just as we cross to the McFadden. In second place has lost that. Now he's in third over the grand scheme of things. That's not a bad result for Brian's cousin, being in 15th and 12th tonight. So third place will be a very, very nice consolidation prize here if he can stick it together with an angry Fabian Fitness coming his way sooner or later, I would say. But he's sticking it there with Nick Mello, just giving him a bit of the old hurry up too. I'll give you the hot tip. Oh, he's trying to set it down the inside. Doesn't get that job done. He's going to try and get the switch back on here for the second and final turn of Magione. Can he get the job done? No, he can't. He's a little bit too far away, and Nick Mello, has got the advantage on the exit. Matt Munro has just set the fastest lap of the race. Matthias Falzon, the poor bastard, sitting down here in 14th. Only a little bit behind Alex McEwen. They're still having a good battle between the two of them in the pace department. Just not getting it done and correctly there on the exit. Looks like it's black smoke, but it's only dirt, ladies and gentlemen. No engine blowing up here. And Alex has gone with a 120 dead here with a bit of race fuel on. That is 100% a very, very quick lap. He's on fire here as Alex McEwen. Got the angry biscuits and the red mist definitely in his helmet at this point in time. Speaking of helmets, get on board Cranium Cam, everyone. Give us your request, for goodness sake. It is all on like Donkey Kong. First-hand views, point of views of all the action here with the closest battles on track as they come. It's on Cranium Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. Back here, this is the tightest battle on track, or at least it was before Will Bullock just dived around the outside of the haircut. Brody Barber back here in 21st position. We haven't seen too much of him because he's been back there in the wash of all these guys just heading through faster. So that gap is now out to a second. So we have to go back to Falzon because he is right up beside Trav Young. He's going to make a little move here into turn, where are we? Turn 8. Nice little sweeping bend here. Reminds me of Misano, another Italian track where they have those three big, long, sweeping right-hand turns that absolutely kill your tyres on the left-hand side. They're just screaming out for more. And then you got to hit them with this little left, right, left procession of turns. But look at that. Who is that? Brandon Schmell on the brand new setup. He's got two of these fast guys coming through that are usually up there in the top 5. Brandon Schmell, come on, mate. Don't let them through that easily. You have got a podium in this bloody series before. You deserve to be battling these guys and defending like a lion with 6 minutes to go. But he just sidesteps and says, you know what, you guys can just have that little battle to yourselves, and I might just wait for James Bullock to come up behind and maybe give him a little bit of a battle. But I'll tell you what, the silent assassin, James Bullock, he rarely gets in trouble. He is right up there on pace-wise, and in his, I guess, his racecraft as well. Doesn't usually get tangled up in any mess. So I think this time he's just been the sort of the benefactor of some bad luck. And he's found himself down here in 14th position, goes straight past. Schmelly, I think, just gave up the ghost there for free. Brandon Schmell, do better for yourself, son. Gee whiz. And now he's gone off the track and compounded those injuries. Gee whiz.
Gee whiz, in the fair dinkum department, dead set, I'll tell you what. Tommy Wilson is absolutely getting pounded here, left, right and centre. Faber Fitness has got the job done over him for now, because he's got an angry pack behind him. He's got Buttigieg and the Feral Verrill. He's still here. He is not letting go. He is like a mangy, dirty, stinky stray dog with the aggression of a wolfhound, hanging on the back of this pack here, trying to get it all done and dusted if he can. Just waiting for these three in front of him to absolutely stuff it up and take all of those positions is the Feral man. But Wilson, he's aggressive, and Fabian Fitness is just as aggressive too.
Oh, yeah.
Once these two guys get in the basically on identical pace in some way, shape or form, in any form of racing, it is a spectacle to behold, and we love seeing it because they generally keep it mean and clean. But if they come together, it's going to be advantage. Buttigieg and Verrill behind them, waiting to pick up all those crumbs from this battle. But Tom Wilson, the slower of the two Red Bulls, Matt Munro, the man we have not called at all this race, has just been leading this one absolutely sensationally. 2.5 seconds out in front over Nick Mello. Where we're going to watch that gap with 5 minutes left here decrease. Who knows what's going to happen, because Nick Mello is the late finisher in more departments than one, I have been told, and gets the pace on relatively late in the session and comes with the point of night. And poor old Phil Coates is having an absolute coat of a night. I'll tell you what, that car is being upside down and lapped and sideways and now facing the wrong way at every race tonight here. He's only going to get better for Phil, that's for sure, as he keeps practicing away here at Wednesday Cup and AK Racing's physics for the Assetto Corsa game. But Thomas Wilson still sticking at fat here and just circulating nicely. He's driving very, very cleanly, just aggressive enough as he possibly can, dancing the car on the front and the rear end at the same time, Fernando Alonso style, and making it look very lively. But we always know that the quickest way, Chris, is the smoothest and the boringest looking around a racetrack.
Yeah, that's right. When you see these hot lap videos out there, it looks like they're not going fast at all, and then you see that, yeah, absolutely, sensational TV hot laps. Put us in any car, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're not travelling fast at all until that stopwatch stops at the start-finish line. You go, oh, geez, it was a little bit quicker than I thought. That is exactly right. It's all about keeping it smooth and straight, really. Using the slip angle to your advantage and not getting it too far out there in the sideways department. Speaking of which, here's who's that? Simmons. I'm going to say it's Simons. In front of Matthias Falzon, who is on his recovery drive at the moment. I'm keeping one eye at the front because that gap at the lead has just decreased by about 0.6 that last time around. So they're going to have maybe 2 or 3 more laps to go. I think that gap is going to close up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have possibly a grandstand finish here for the lead. But Matt Munro has just responded as well on that last time around and just popped a couple more tenths. His last lap was a 1:21 dead, so that is that's probably slow by his standards, as compared to Nick Mello's last lap of a 1:20.2. So yeah, 9 tenths quicker was Nick Mello on that last time around. So I suspect that this young man has maybe made just a little mistake on that last time around. So he just wants to keep his head straight. Just go pick his marks and look where he is. You can see Nick Mello in the background. That maybe that is probably what is starting to eke on young Munro's mind here at the moment. He can see the car behind and he can see that it's closing. Look, the gap now, it's 1.5 seconds. Wowee. The last time around, Matt Munro was a 120.2, plays a 120.2. How is that possible? No, they both went the same on that last lap, but the gap is at 1.6 seconds. There's only 1:50 to go, but I'll tell you what, I reckon this could just get a little bit spicy towards the end.
CRANIUM CAM has got Nick Mallow on board. We're going to ride with him on that channel for the rest of the race. We've got 1:41 seconds left to go here for maybe a grandstand finish here, or maybe not for Matt Munro's sake here for the final race and the penultimate round of the Wednesday Cup in the ARCs. Wow, what a popular series it's been. What can Nick Mallow do? He's not doing much in the ways of advantageous department time. He's what is he? He's about 2/10 up on his personal best here at this stage.
What a time to do it.
He's quicking. He is quick. And we can see with only 1 minute left to go, I don't think he's going to get the chockies over Matt Munro. But let's see what the man with the legend he can do out in front and see if he can keep that for Nate. That is going to be 2 wins in a row on race 3 for Matt Munro. If he can keep it all together here for one more time, Daft Punk style, or 2 more times, Daft Punk girl style, as we round the final turn now. 53 seconds on the clock. This will be the last lap of the race. 1.1 seconds. What is going to happen here between the two of them? Matt Munro's got to keep it clean, straight, smooth. Everything all coming together for him to get this lead, because Nick Mallow is finishing late. He is coming towards the vinegar stroke, and we can see his head getting a little bit bigger and a little more blood flow coming to that brain of his, just using all of his brain power, trying to get it done here. Only 1.4 seconds now. It's come out a little bit there in the last sector or two. Is Matt Munro, the brother of my co-commentator here, going to get the chockies or not? It's going to be up to Chris to call the action till the end.
Oh, let's go. We've got 15 seconds to go. Nick Mallow, last time around, set the fastest lap of the race, so that would have sent shivers down the spines of those in the Munro camp at the moment, but he's doing a great job keeping that gap at about 1.4 seconds. That is where you want it, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to go, and it's the intersector 3. We can see the bottom. Yeah, there's lap traffic coming up. This could mean anything here for the top 3, but that is the new guy getting out of the way very nicely. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Munro rounds the final couple of turns. I don't think Nick Mallow is close enough now to make an impression here. Matt Munro rounds the final turn and takes the checkered flag in race 3. That is 2 rounds in a row, ladies and gentlemen. He's making a habit of this, but he'll probably want to make a habit of doing it in the earlier races in the evening as well. Top 12 reverse grid being friendly to him tonight. But hopefully he can eke out a few more points too, because he's the championship leader is just been pipped. Actually, Jake Buttigieg has just been pipped by Dean Verrill as well. That would have been very close to see had I had my finger on the button, ladies and gentlemen. But Nick Mallow comes second. Fabian Fitness there in third, with Thomas Wilson only by 2/10 in fourth position. Verrill, Buttigieg, Elliott, Magione finishing 8th, so losing a few points there in that last race, but as it was a little bit of an untidy start there from all those guys involved. Jason McFadden, Brian's cousin, dropping down to 9th position, but that's still $1 million in the bank. James Bullock recovers back to 10th position, Zach O'Reilly.
Oh, well done to everyone in sundry. And the second closest, the closest one on the track was McFadden versus McEwen. Oh, only 0.8 of a second between the two of them as they crossed the 0.08 of a second between the two of them as they crossed the line. That was also another photo finish to get on the stream. But what a round, as Chris Munro said. That was awesome to see. McFadden's in 9th place, starting off pole. Not too bad from him. He'll be happy with that. A top 10. He's $1 million richer at the moment. So very, very good stuff from him. Chef 11th, Fowles on 12th. Schmerley, Simmons, Ferguson, and Nick Mole in 15th and 16th respectively, with young Bullock, Postlethwaite, Coates, the haircut himself in 21st, their newbie, Mr. Jet Leach in 22nd as well, Scotty McEwen 23rd, Matt Attard 24th, and everyone else behind them having a DNF or a rage quit. Not the ideal way to finish your racing off on a Wednesday night, but nonetheless, 24 cars finishing on the final event over 20 cars on any given racing event night is incredible. From this diddly little country at the bottom of the world with only 2% of all the world's carbon emissions, and we get 20-odd cars here every Wednesday night. It is an absolute revelation, and there's only one place to be. To do that, that's at AK Racing, and a cracking drive there from that man, Fabian Fitness, too. Throughout the evening, most consistent. Who have we given driver of the day, Chris? We haven't given that out for a while. What are we talking about here?
Let's have a look. Who deserves it? Who is left in in the server? That's the problem here. Everyone has absolutely...
Give it a Fitness. It's still there.
Fabian gets it because he's the... No, he's gone. He's gone
Oh,
as well.
He just left. No, he's not.
He's there. What's going on? Okay, let's go to Fabian Fitness if I can get him up on the screen. What is going on here?
Or is that not his car?
Maybe it is. Maybe it
Oh,
is. Let's get there. Let's move the camera. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Dead.
Well, he was your driver of the day.
Yeah, he was
ladies
your
and
driver of the day. Oh
It's
my God.
all good. The screen's gone black. It's not anyone. It's just Ray Warren putting his butt cheeks over the camera there because he was pissed off he could not get into the commentary box tonight. We've barricaded him for the last couple of weeks because he's been an absolute menace, and we just need him to have a breather and recollect himself for the next time out on SimSational TV. But nonetheless, it has been exciting to be with you all tonight. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to our super chat people giving us all the dollars in the world. Thank you to Carl Meebus, or my bus, whose bus, anyone's bus, but it's my bus there, as well as the bench press man himself, Fabian Fitness. Appreciate that too, as we try to get the Assetto Corsa back up and running. SimSational TV events looking simsational as always. It's been a pleasure to call the action with yourself, Christopher Munro. We've still got a car on track. Is that Andrew Ferguson?
That's looks like...
No, that's Matthias Falzon.
Falzon, yep. He's out there.
He's out there.
He's the only one out there.
Don't know how he's doing skids in his stationary, but, it's okay.
Tell you what, he gets it.
He gets it.
because he's out there.
We'll have a
professional
prize
stuff.
next year for the driver of the day contenders, ladies and gentlemen. The winners of the most mentions will get a mystery pack that will probably get lost in the post somewhere on the way to you when we announce the prizes. But nonetheless, we gave you a prize, so not our problem.
Yep.
Anyway, Falzon with the driver of the day, Christopher Munro. What a round, and the final round of the Wednesday Cup is coming our way next week, Christopher. Where are we for that one?
Sure is. We will be at over in the US of A. We're at Long Beach on the street circuit over there. Ooh. So a little bit wider on the tarmac than the last street circuit we went to, which was Macau. So I think a little bit better for these drivers and a little bit more racing room for all these guys. So it's going to be absolutely cracking stuff. Long Beach is a really good track for racing, and especially in these little cars too. It's going to be one of those rounds, I think. But it's going to be hard to, I guess, take down Alex McEwen for the lead of the championship. If we can get the standings up. No, I cannot, because they are not loaded onto this section. But I tell you what, if we can get the standings up, there will be still a massive lead for Alex McEwen in this championship. But I'll tell you what, it is wide open for the rest of that. So that will be, I think that will be our last stream for 2024 as well, Zach O'Reilly, if I'm not mistaken.
It's going to be a sad moment here for us at SimSational TV, but as they say, the distance lets the heart grow fonder. And a bit of time between drinks will just make you guys chomping at the bit even more, wishing that your Christmas present will be a random SimSational TV broadcast. And maybe they will come true, maybe they won't, who knows. But nonetheless, next week is the final one here for us at SimSational TV and for the Aussie Racing Cars here at Wednesday Cup for season 2024 in general at AK Racing. It's going to be awesome. We will check in with all of you and talk to you about all your rivalries and merriments planned for the 2024 end of year celebrations and Christmas and whatnot. But for now, it's about time we ship off, to be quite truthful.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure calling with you, Christopher Munro.
As
You've
always.
always been yourself, and puts the M in magnificent, does Munro. And I'm Zach O'Reilly, and guess what? You are not. But in terms of us here at SimSational TV, it is goodbye for now. Love yous all out there. Thank you everyone for tuning in once again. And as always, keep it flat out.